Storm coverage on Sunday, rain chance 30%. Tomorrow's low 73, high 90.
82 in Conyers, 81 in Lawrenceville, and it's 83 degrees in Midtown. More news at 12:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Mary Ryan Howarth, 95.5 WSB.
And my name is Shelley Winter. Kevin Deutsch, general manager of Butler Lexus South Atlanta. He's the host of the show. I just kind of play traffic cop. The number, 404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers to call. You have your questions around automotive, the automotive business, buying, selling, repair, everything, and Kevin has all the answers. So 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Welcome, Kevin. How are you, my friend?
Man, good to be here. We're back at it.
Back at it. Let me ask you a question, right? You often recommend franchise dealerships instead of independent shops for repair, for service on your automobile. Why do you do that?
Well, it's not because I'm a franchise dealer, and
we know that.
so you would think that that's what it is, but it's because you get what you pay for, and I'll explain that. There's a perception that the independent shops are cheaper, and they should be, because their techs aren't trained, not at the same level. They don't have the same level of equipment to work on your car, and they don't have access to half the equipment that they need to actually do it right. So
now, is this for all cars or just high-end cars?
Newer cars.
Newer cars,
right.
Okay.
So, and I'll explain that. As of right now, and there's a big lawsuit out there, and they're trying to settle it, and it started up in Massachusetts, and it's whether or not that these independents can even get access to the computer programs or special parts to fix a car until after it's 7 years old. Which is
currently.
That's currently how it is.
Okay.
So if you have a 7-year-old or newer, I would run from anybody but a franchise dealer for 100 reasons, and we'll talk about some of those. But if you've got a 10-year-old or 12-year-old or newer car, I would stay at the franchise dealer, and there's a lot of reasons. Is doing the audits, it's not cheaper. That they have the same labor rate.
What do you mean by labor rate? Could you explain that?
Yeah. So when you bring your car into the shop, how they fix it is there's a labor rate, and their door rate may be $150 an hour or $200 an hour, which is the normal today
for a automotive tech.
Right. To repair it, and they go to this book. Sometimes it's called Chilton's, or sometimes it's called it could be the Ford book, or in my case, the Toyota Lexus book.
Gotcha.
And it tells you how many labor hours it takes to do a job.
Okay.
Right? And some techs may be able to finish a job in 45 minutes, that the labor hours are an hour and a half.
Understood.
Now, it doesn't mean that you only pay the 45 minutes. That's called efficiency.
Right.
So that's how a tech can turn 80 hours a week.
Gotcha.
Because they're really good and really quick. But what happens is this. You take it in, and we have a computer system that goes directly to Lexus. And we plug it into our computer system. It's not an OBD like you see at.
What's an OBD?
It's a little it's the little plug-in module that you see them use at the parts store, or when you take it in order to. You hear guests call me all the time about codes.
Right. Okay. That's okay.
It reads the code.
Gotcha.
Well, this goes a step further. This breaks down everything, and it's in the Toyota/Lexus system. So every car that ever gets monitored, they have a record of, and then we have a record of the repair. So my techs load it down. It tells them where to go and the fastest fix. You're paying these guys $150 an hour.
They've got to look for the problem.
To go find the problem.
Gotcha.
My guys know what the problem is. They know what the fix is. They're going back to an OEM part, which is original equipment from the manufacturer. So they're putting a Lexus part on a Lexus car, or a Chevy part on a Chevy car that fits perfectly, supposed to be their higher quality, lasts longer. So are you really saving any money?
Right.
And then people ask me, well, Kevin, where do you get your techs? Well, we classify techs in 4 ways: A, B, C, and D. So our quick lane, or our lube techs, the guys that change your oil, those are D techs. But there's always a B tech with them. And a B tech is just under master. Okay. An A tech would be a master tech.
Gotcha. Now, how does one become a master tech?
Well, through the manufacturer, a minimum of 5 years and a lot of training
Understood.
that they have to pass. And that's a real master. Now, you can be a master tech from ASE, which is what TriStar uses or Ken's shop.
Right.
And those are general automotive knowledge for mass across the board. So if you have a 72 Impala and you need to change a starter, take it to Ken's.
Right.
If you have a 2022 and you have a starting problem and you think it's the starter, take it to the General Motors shop, take it to the Ford store, take it to the Lexus, the Toyota,
Right.
the Hyundai, the Kia store. Go back to that manufacturer, and you'll find out that the actual repairs are not more expensive. The door rate's not more expensive.
What's the door rate
Again, that's the labor rate.
to come in the door? Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
And you'll get it fixed more often right the first time with better parts and people that are trained. So we spend tens of thousands of dollars training our techs from the manufacturer each year. And I'm not dogging on these guys, but
Right.
how can somebody who has no formal training from Buick fix your Buick, and then he also has to fix the Toyota, also has to fix the Honda,
Right.
also has to fix the Mercedes, the BMW.
Do you think that's why a lot of people, because I've heard you say this, we've been doing this show for a couple years now, and I've heard you say to people that have called in with their questions, by the way, the number is 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. I've heard you say to people, they've asked a question, and they'll say, but it keeps happening. And you'll say, you took it to a non-franchise dealer, and they always say yes. Do you think that's why
Yes.
the problems continue?
Yes, because they can't spend what I spend on software. They can't spend what I spend on equipment or training. They just don't have the resources.
Right.
And my guys are in constant training. And again, all they got to do is plug it up to the computer, and it's going to compile every single one that Lexus has ever fixed with that problem, what the problem is, and the
Gotcha.
fastest way and the best way to get it right and get it done the
On
first
that
time.
model, the whole nine.
Right, and they're trained on that year, that make, that model.
Right.
And so we've got the cheat sheet,
Right.
and the training to go with it. So again, I'm not dogging these guys, but people ask, where did their techs come from? Well, I can tell you where mine come from. We grow them. We have an intern program, or we'll take a guy who worked at Ken's and put him in school. And we intern him up from a D tech to a C tech to a B tech to hopefully a master tech.
Right.
The techs that are usually, and I'm not saying every one, but those are generally the techs that didn't make it in the franchise system.
At the Kens. Gotcha.
Yeah. So, well, they'll go, well, he worked at Honda. Why would you leave a better paying job with factory training
And benefits.
and better benefits and more business opportunity for a small shop unless you just didn't? And I've done this for 45 years, and it's consistently what we find.
Right.
So it's not that they're not, people hire what they can.
Right.
And
right.
and the cream of the crop generally opt for the training and the best tools and the best software. And in 2025 and 26 with the software, there's 3 computers on board. You need to have all of this training.
Right.
So again, if you've got a 12, 15-year-old car and it's something simple and they don't have to, and this is the key, they're not going to have to reprogram something. Let them do the work.
Right.
If you've got something newer and you need it programmed and you need the computer system, bring it to the shop.
I've
that's a
always
specialty.
one of the things I've always thought was the in my resale value, right? In that you have, because I've only taken, I tell people in my commercials, I've only taken my Lexus to Butler. So Butler has everything that's ever happened, not happened, everything, all the records of everything you've done on a car. So I'm able to send that if I go to trade it in or whatever. Doesn't that help me?
It's also in the Lexus system. So when you pull into the dealership, they see the complete history of what we've done. So you don't get the repetition and you're not paying me to go check something we just did.
Right.
So any Lexus dealership can see the work I just did on your Lexus.
But does that help me with resale value?
Absolutely, it
Yeah.
does, because you can come in and ask me, and we'll print off the complete history, showing you never missed a service in everything we did.
Right. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. You talked about having an older car. When do you, like, what years, 2026 now, what year are we looking at where it's, you would say to people listening, it's okay, hey, take it to an independent shop, particularly if it's a computer car, because computer cars have been around a couple years, right?
Yes, and that's the point right there. Is it's only going to get harder and harder to take it to an independent shop because they can't afford all of the software packages to do it right. It's not one big combined package, and it's what level of package do you buy. So just my fee to Snap-on for a package for, say, off-brands to do in my shop that we trade in is $700 a month subscription fee.
So what does that mean? Explain that. What do you mean? Like,
I pay a subscription to Snap-on to have
Snap-on is
tools,
okay.
to have access to the proper computer reading to when someone trades in a Ford for me to be able to service it.
Understood.
And again, you start piling this on, and independent shops, they don't have that kind of capital.
Right, because they don't have that kind of traffic to begin with.
Yeah, it is different. But I would say if you've got a 12 to 15-year-old car and it's something that's not computer related or something that has to be reprogrammed, then that's where the car should go.
Gotcha.
And it's fine. If you're having a problem and they can't diagnose it, get it to after the first didn't fix right the first time, that's when you get it to the franchise dealer, because we do. And we're measured by the manufacturer, and it is a requirement to us to have fixed right the first time at a certain level.
404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Those are the numbers to call. Kevin knows everything. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. We will be right back.